Welcome to City Life. I'm Beverly Thompson. There's a great new neighborhood in Durham with great views of downtown and modern upscale amenities. But get this, it's not so new after all. It's Durham's Southside neighborhood where two builders have partnered with the city to totally revamp this neighborhood. Joining me to talk about why you should consider living in Southside are Terrye Scott and Aileen Womark-Montes. Terrye is with the city's Community Development Department, and Aileen is a pre-qualified buyer who will soon call Southside home. Thank you both for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me.
So Terrye, we've talked about Southside a number of times on City Life. Now that significant progress has been made in this project, and their homes and apartments going up, and you can see them, tell our viewers about what's for sale in this neighborhood and what's available for moderate income buyers.
Well, Beverly, there are 48 beautiful new homes being constructed in the Southside area, and they're ranging in price from about $162,000 to a little over $192,000. And out of the 48, 51% or 25 of these homes are being reserved for the moderate income home buyer.
Okay.
And let me mention that these homes are very close to, let's say, within walking distance to the downtown area, the Durham Athletic Park and Durham Performing Arts Center and many entertainment venues. So
wow.
just wanted to mention that.
Sounds like it's in a prime location.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. Now, what is a moderate income buyer?
Moderate income meaning individuals whose income is at or below 80% of the median income in this area. So that would be a moderate income home buyer.
Around the $50,000, $60,000 range?
It would depend on family size.
Okay.
Okay, so for a family of one and a family of two, and family of one, I think, is somewhere around 39 plus, for instance, and a family of two and a family of three, that increases with family size.
Okay, and you spoke about a number of homes that are reserved, and I understand there are a number of incentives as well, and subsidies to help make these homes affordable. Tell us a little bit about those.
There are. For the qualified moderate income home buyer, there are several incentives in place. We do encourage individuals to visit the participating lender to become pre-qualified, and once they are pre-qualified, then they can take advantage of these many incentives. I can tell you about a few of them.
Okay.
First of all, the City of Durham has up to $20,000 available in a 2% amortized loan, and that loan is amortized over a period of 30 years. So that makes the payment very affordable, somewhere around $74 a month. And the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency, in conjunction with their first mortgage loan, also has an incentive that is up to 15% of the sales price of the home.
Wow.
So that's a very good incentive, and this is a 30-year deferred mortgage loan. Okay, so there's no monthly repayment on that, no immediate repayment on that loan either. Wow. So, you know, this, along with other incentives, the City of Durham also has a $20,000 forgivable mortgage loan, and that loan is forgiven over a period of 30 years and annually at 3.33% a year. And go on in regards to the incentives. However, there is, in conjunction with the North Carolina Housing Agency's first mortgage loan, there's for individuals who need assistance, let's say down payment assistance and closing cost assistance, they also have a 3% loan, which is a deferred forgivable loan, and that loan is deferred and forgivable over a 15-year period.
Wow.
So that's 3%, up to 3% of the first mortgage loan amount. So as you see, there are several incentives out there available to the moderate income home buyer to reduce the cost of that first mortgage loan amount.
That is impressive.
It is.
Wow. I can't see why anybody wouldn't consider it.
I would not. I could not either. And they're amazing.
And Aileen has considered it.
She has.
And in fact, she's a pre-qualified buyer, right? And she'll be calling Southside home.
Yes, I will.
Tell us what attracted you to Southside.
Several things attracted me to Southside, but one of them was the collaboration between different organizations. The City of Durham came together with a high-quality, dependable, and notable builder that will build these quality homes for people of moderate income like myself. I'm a Durham public school teacher. I've called Durham home since 2005. And I love the way the City of Durham is changing. I love the idea that we're going into a neighborhood to rejuvenate and bring community together. So there'll be mixed incomes. There won't be just one kind of a community. I think it was between the builder and the idea of collaboration being part of the solution. I always feel like we're all aware of the problems that the city of Durham has, but in order to solve those problems, community has to come together. And going across social economical incomes is what really draws me in there.
Wow.
And I get to have a quality home by a quality builder that otherwise I couldn't have afforded.
So tell us about your home that you're buying and,
So
and what attracted you to it.
I'm in love with a builder. Her name is Brittany Wallace. I selected a model called the Robertson. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but it's all on 1 floor because I have bad knees and I didn't want stairs. And there are so many amenities that excited me that I otherwise probably would have had to compromise, like granite countertops, a gas range, just lots of qualities. She has really good taste. And her willingness and commitment to bring quality of life to people of moderate incomes really drew me in.
Wow. Man, that sounds pretty awesome, I'd say. So, Terry, who is the other builder, or who are the builders?
The builders are Brittany Wallace,
Okay.
B. Wallace Construction, and it's also Andrew Roby. He's
Roby
also
as well.
the other builder.
Okay, all right. And I know that there are both houses and apartments in this neighborhood that are under construction. What are some of the other amenities to living in Southside, and when will we actually start seeing families and individuals move there?
Okay, well, there are just so many amenities to living in Southside. It's number one, the homes have the best view in the city. They're great views. And they are, here again, very close to entertainment venues, restaurants, the American Tobacco campus, so very close to where you can live and play and work in the same area. And in addition to, of course, the upcoming rental opportunities, several new rental opportunities are surfacing in there. This makes this area a very desirable area. Amenities that the homes themselves offer, as Aileen pointed out, it's just extreme quality construction by builders who are known for quality. They have a lot of custom features that are often found in only high-end homes, such as the granite countertops and the hardwood floors in the common areas, and you know, custom molding in many of the homes. So there are just tremendous advantages to living in the South Side. And like I said, I cannot stop mentioning the amazing views that these homes have.
Wow,
as well.
Can't wait to see it.
Yes.
So Terry, earlier when you talked about the incentives, there were a lot of them, and I'm sure it might get a little confusing to some people, but if eligibility can be worked out with your staff and lenders, what does it really mean for the bottom line for someone who's buying a home?
Of course, Beverly, that will vary, depending upon financing and other factors, of course. But we calculate the monthly payments to be, or to average, between $850 to maybe $1,150 per month, including principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and homeowners association fees. So when you actually compare these to current rent, you know, it just makes it sensible. Homeownership
really
is a sensible choice, and this is just a tremendous advantage.
Wow, that sounds great. So Aileen, I know you've been through the pre-qualifying process. What is that like? And tell our viewers a little bit about what you went through to get pre-qualified.
At the beginning when I heard about it, I heard that there was a builder working with the city of Durham. I didn't believe that I would get that level of assistance, and I wasn't sure what I had to go through. But I made a decision to try it out, and I thought the worst case scenario, it wouldn't work or I wouldn't qualify. So I do encourage people to try if they like the idea and they're ready to be a home buyer. I'm a first-time home buyer. But one of the first things that I had to do was fill out some paperwork and, you know, have my credit score checked and meet with a community person, Tammy Rokos. And I got an incredible amount of assistance to look at my budget, to look at my finances. The second thing that attracted me to this community is that I've always been a renter, and I was always afraid that if I owned a home, I'd be alone with my finances. And renting has always created a secure budget, which helped me to get a good credit score. But what I found that from the first day that you start this process, the City of Durham and all the other partners that are involved guide you very gently and give you a lot of information, a lot of education of what it means, what you need to go through from the minute that you're pre-qualified until the end of the process. I'm learning so much and getting a lot of support. No one wants me to fail. So there's not just a requirement of paperwork, but there's an incredible support and empowerment and like a reward for your good citizenship.
Wow, that is so
It
good
really
to
is,
hear.
yes.
Okay, so Terrye, if our viewers want to view the floor plans or the home styles even, where would they go to do that?
Okay, they should go to the builders' websites.
Okay.
There's contact information on the builders' websites.
Okay.
And they will actually be instructed by the listing agents as to what their next steps are.
Okay.
And they will, they can call our office as well. We'll be happy to give them that information. But on the builders' websites, they can also view the floor plans. They can view, look at the amenities, and you know, just get an absolute idea of what this, how great Southside is.
You guys make it so easy for people. I mean, that is wonderful.
Yes, yes.
And I'm sure
That is
Aileen can
absolutely
attest to
true.
that.
Yeah.
You know, and whenever you hear that you're supposed to do something with a city of,
Yeah.
you always think, what is going to happen? Will there be a lot of red tape? Will there, you know, I was
Complicated.
so pleasantly surprised. I want everybody to know that the city of Durham is not only standing by this project, but every interaction that I've had with anybody from the city of Durham who worked on this project has been helpful, supportive, kind. Even if I don't end up at Southside, or I wouldn't have ended up at Southside, it was worth the process.
Wow, that is
So if
so good
you're
to hear.
in love with Durham and you're a citizen in Durham, it's worth exploring this possibility to get the kind of support to become a homeowner in Durham.
Now, that's better than a good housekeeping seal of approval, actually. A buyer endorsement.
Yes, it is.
So, Terrye and Aileen, if there's one last thought you'd like to leave with our viewers, what would it be?
Well, this is an awesome opportunity. So make sure that you call the builders, go to their websites and give them a call, and become pre-qualified with a lender and start this process now.
Good, good. Aileen?
And I would say, if you love Durham and you want to be part of a community that cares for each other and be part of the rejuvenation of Durham, get involved with Southside. I'm sure this is just the beginning of a model that there'll be more of in Durham as time goes on.
Great. Thank you both for joining me. Very informative session. Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Stay with us, because after this short break, we're going to share some good financial news about the Durham Convention Center and why you should consider booking your next big event there. We'll be right back.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to City Life. I'm Beverly Thompson. If you've attended an event at the Durham Convention Center in the last 2 years, you no doubt noticed the new decor and the new rooms, but odds are there's something you didn't notice. Joining me today to share some good financial news and why you should consider hosting an event there are Patrick Byker and Jennifer Noble. Patrick is the board chair for the Convention Center, and Jennifer is the general manager. Welcome, Patrick and Jennifer. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Great
Thanks
to be
for
here.
having me.
Okay, Patrick, I know you recently shared some good news with City Council, and it was good financial news about how things have changed over the last year. Tell our viewers a little bit about what you shared with Council.
Sure. We've been very fortunate over the last couple of years, thanks to Jennifer and Global Spectrum's management, to cut the taxpayer subsidy from approximately $1.4 million a year a few years ago to just over $100,000 for the last fiscal year. So we've had a 90% reduction in the amount of money that Durham city and county taxpayers have to invest in the convention center. We're thankful for that prudent management, and we're looking forward to the days ahead.
Wow, that is awesome news. Big drop. What do you attribute that to?
Well, very strong management, very powerful sales force that we've got, bringing in a lot of events to bring people into downtown Durham, and then managing our expenses very aggressively. And we've got a great facility, and thanks to the good management, we've been able to bring in more people, and that, of course, higher revenue offsets the expenses. So we've got good news for the Durham taxpayer.
Do you think this is going to be the case for next year?
Well, I think it'll be slightly more next year, probably in the 300,000 to 400,000 range, mainly because we've had a little bit of a drop in revenues from what we were hoping to get. We just hit it out of the park last year, and this year is probably a bit more normal. But keep in mind the taxpayer subsidy is split between city taxpayers and county taxpayers, so we're looking at probably 150 to 200,000 from each of our local governments, which I think is a very reasonable amount for our governments to invest in really a top flight convention center that all of Durham can be proud of.
Certainly better than $1 million.
Absolutely, a lot better.
Okay, so Jennifer, since Global Spectrum took over the management of the convention center, what are some of the things that you've done to overhaul the facility and actually just to attract more people to it?
Well, as Patrick said, we do have a very strong sales force, and we were able to really change our marketing strategy. We had a rebranding campaign that we did 2 years ago, and that's been very successful for us, and we just continue to make those direct sales efforts and calls to our customers to ensure they've had a great time while they were here. We rebook them as soon as we can, and then we continue to spread out from there. Additionally, we've created transparent reporting to our ownership and client where that hadn't been present before. We really manage our expenses to the individual events that we host in the facility as well.
You mentioned individual events, so tell us about some of those signature events that take place at the convention center.
Well, we really run the gamut, from small meetings for 5 people up to 2,000 people for special events. So in addition to our meetings and those special events, we do our conventions and consumer shows, as well as things like the Repticon, where we had a reptile show at the facility that brought in over 3,000 people into the building for a weekend event. The World Gaming Conference, which is, gamers personified. It's fabulous. It was over 6,000 guests to our facility, and Comic-Con was another wonderful fit for the facility. And all 3 of those conventions utilized the Carolina Theater as well as the Armory for those events. So we were actually able to spread out and spread that group out, all those groups, and make it very successful for each of them.
And I happen to know one of my favorite events is there, and that's Full Frame.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing Full Frame every April. They're great to have in the building and for the city itself. They bring in A&E, Indie, HBO. It's a great documentary film festival. It's wonderful for the city. And it's the 3rd largest in the United States. So we're really proud to host that event.
Here in Durham.
Yes.
Here in Durham. Can't say it enough. So Jennifer, what would you say to our viewers about why they should consider hosting their next event at the convention center? I mean, what does the Durham Convention Center offer that makes it stand out among other places to have an event? Well,
we really have personalized service. Our culinary department is wonderful. Our chef and his culinary team create menus based on budget, as well as individual tastes. So, we can do a very modest meal up to a very high-end meal because of the creative nature of our chef and his staff, and then also our service. We have wonderful service. And everyone raves about the customer service from the sales department all the way down to the frontline staff. Really wonderful service at our facility, and we've been able to grow those customer survey scores over the past 2 years from a 4.3 to a 4.47, and this year we're actually at a 4.7, and that's out of 5. So we continue to look at opportunities of where we can improve as well to increase those customer survey scores and keep people coming back.
So Patrick, I know we have several new hotels that are coming up downtown. What kind of impact do you think this is going to have on the convention center?
Well, it's going to be very positive because in I've been on the Convention Center Authority for about 8 years, and the one group of customers we haven't really been able to attract are the large business and government conventions, because you need a lot of hotel rooms to accommodate those folks. And you also need a variety of price points. And so with several hundred hotel rooms with a wide range of prices from moderate to quite high, we can attract some really exciting business conventions, and let's face it, we want the high rollers to come to Durham and spend a lot of money, and so we're not ashamed to say that. And we think we've got a really bright future, because we'll be able to partner with those hotels and bring in conventions that would have 500, 600, 800 overnight guests, whereas before we simply didn't have the capacity to do that with only about 170 hotel rooms downtown.
Okay. And Jennifer, are there any additional challenges facing the convention center that you want to talk about?
Well, I think one of the things that we've faced as we continue to grow would be the parking in the downtown area. But we are working on those challenges with the city and DDI to work through those things. Another thing would be the most recent announcement of the water line project that's going to be coming down. That might be a slight challenge for us to attract people to come down this year, but we're going to work through those challenges as best we can to ensure guests are still having a wonderful time in our facility despite those.
So if our viewers want more information about the convention center, how do they get that?
They can contact www.durhamconventioncenter.com, or they can look up on our Facebook. It's Facebook/Durham Convention Center.
You make it easy, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay. If there's anything you want our viewers to remember about the convention center and why they should hold their next event there, what would you tell them?
I would say in terms of quality, we stand toe-to-toe with any convention center in North Carolina, or maybe even the Southeast. Now, we're not as big as Greensboro or Charlotte, but in terms of quality, we can match anybody out there, and we would welcome people to come to Durham and see what a great place it is for not only the convention center, but all the exciting things that there are to do downtown, in addition to having a great meeting at our convention center.
Great. And Jennifer?
I echo the same sentiments as Patrick, and Durham is such a wonderful city. It's so vibrant and wonderful that for conventions or special events, that the city is a wonderful pedestrian city. Very walkable, lots of attractions, plus you've got a great facility with the convention center as well as the downtown hotels that are going to be coming on board soon. So we're really excited
for Durham. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that does it for this edition of City Life. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And you can also find us on YouTube. I'm Beverly Thompson. Thank you for joining me to learn more about City Life in Durham.